Hello everyone, it is Toby from TIJ Music and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be having a look at the new box set by Dire Straits. Dire Straits, the studio albums 1978 to 1991. Now I've picked up the CD version. This was a Christmas present. Last year I got the Christmas present of the Police studio albums. They're 5 studio albums with the extra album in there. What was that? Flexible Strategies, I think it was, full of all B-sides. And this Christmas I've got this Dire Straits, the studio albums 1978 to 1991. Now I know how much this is because I actually ordered this through my Amazon Prime account and said to someone, there you go, give it me for Christmas. And it was $18.99, which is an absolute bargain, I think. I was looking quickly just before I did this on Amazon itself at, if you bought these CDs individually, how much it would cost. Well, the CDs are around £6 or £7 each, so this is about a half price saving. It's all enclosed in a nice little box. And before we talk about the music, I'm going to show you all of the little CD cases. Now, one thing I would complain about, the only thing really I would complain about this box, is I'm going to put my finger in that. This here, it sometimes if you're not careful, you can either damage the box or you can actually run over this little bit of card here, which I've done a few times. It's not the best design in the world. Also with the police, it's a bit tough to open, if anything. It's a bit awkward. Also with the police one, which was quite good, there was almost a little bit of a tie at the top, so the albums wouldn't fall everywhere. But to be fair, they're fairly stable in there. So really, it's not too bad at all. Now what I've done, because I usually play my music on my iPod, I've put all these on my iTunes account, import them through my DVD drive, lossless, import into my iTunes, and then I'll play them on my iPod. So good to go through the albums one by one. We've got the original Dire Straits album, the first, the classic, the Roots Rock album, and the guys on the back there. Very similar to the record, if you like the record, how that goes. And then inside these very little slipcase. This is the only problem with the slipcase. So all I will say, it's a bit better than the police one, because the police one, there was that little room, you almost had to ram it out. There's the CD here, nice CD design. You can see with the Mercury label here and a track list. That's exactly the same as all of them. I won't show you all of them. And then we've got a nice little, almost like a vinyl sheet here. This was included in the vinyl. I've got the original vinyl, and on the back of this, a lyric sheet. So obviously it's been reprinted over time. It's not an original from 78, but it's a nice little thing to include in there for the fan. But as you can see, getting this back in here isn't the easiest job in the world. But again, these box sets, I've reviewed a few of them on the channel now, whether it be the studio album box sets or the essential box sets that are £5. They're all worth getting. They really are. I think CDs at the moment are a brilliant market because you can get something for effectively so cheap for what it is. If you were to buy these vinyl, then you would be paying £20 a pop. This was released on vinyl for I think £103 retail, which is a saving of about £17 roughly on how much the vinyl would be. But there you go. Second album, Communique. Again, guys on the back, very similar design. I'm not going to get it out because, again, it's a very similar design. You've got the CD and a poster on the back. Album number 3 here, Making Movies. And what's great about these box sets is, for me, I'm familiar more so with 2 albums of Dire Straits. This one, which is their prog rock album in effect. And again, this is the same as the LP on the back. Apologies if you can't see that. It's a bit of a light room with a dark background. Again, CD, nice poster in there as well. And this runs for all of the albums. What I was saying is, obviously, because I don't particularly know all of the back catalogue, all the tracks, they're all here for you. It's not a greatest hits set. It's not anything like that. It's all here for you to listen to, which is just ideal, really. Nicely packaged again. The classic CD art, which was on the LP, particularly Brothers in Arms, of course their biggest album. And also what's nice here is that they have included the 6th and final studio album on every street as well. I know it's a studio album set, obviously, but I wouldn't be surprised if they'd have kept it off. This one is probably the album I know the least of Dire Straits, I would say. Again, most of these, I think, apart from Brothers in Arms, have all got this little label design with the Mercury at the top and then the track list. But yeah, this is a great little set. It really is. The music sounds great. I've obviously not had the time. I only got this Christmas Day, so I haven't listened to everything on this, but I've listened to a few of the tracks, cranked them up on the speakers, and they sound good. They've been remastered. They sound pretty good to me. One thing I would say is there's only so far you can go with CDs. There's only so far you can go with music. Unless you've got the master tapes, there's only so far you can go. So a lot of people say, well, Spotify's really compressed, and if you buy something like this, it'll sound a lot better. To the naked eye, unless you've got a £400, £500, £600 brand spanking turntable or fantastic Beats headphones, there isn't a hell of a lot of difference. It sounds good, but all of these services sound good in my opinion these days. Unless you've got a particularly trained ear or know a hell of a lot about music, you know, there's not much difference, to be brutally honest. But another brilliant set, well worth it on CD. Again, nice and storable. I would say that, I mean, if we got normal CDs out, I guess that it would be about this width and length, I suppose. So it's not saving that much space. But it's a nice little box set, nice little present as well. I've had a few other presents for Christmas, which I'll probably go through in separate videos. But this is a nice little set, a nice little money saver. And Dire Straits being a brilliant group, you can see on the back of here. All the albums are included and all of the hits on them. The only one that's obviously missing here is the live album, which, if you're going to comment, well, it's a studio album set, I know that, but the live album's great, Alchemy Dire Straits Live. I mean, I've got all of these on vinyl, apart from Making Movies and On Every Street. So, you know, these are more than accessible, and you can get them on YouTube, Spotify, but you can't go wrong with these. 6 albums, £18, £3 an album, half price compared to what the usual ones are. And obviously, if you're buying the original albums, they're going to be in those horrible CD cases. This really is the future when it comes to CD cases. They're not the prettiest, I understand that, and they're a bit flimsy, but you know, the amount of paper it saves, etc., they are really nice. Again, the only criticism I probably have is if you were storing this, you'd have no idea what it is because it hasn't got anything on the spine. But just about enough room in here. There's actually already a little bit of a crack in this, which just shows how nimble they can be. But really, as long as the music's alright. If you were paying £50, £60, you'd expect brilliant material, but because of this, you're not really expecting much more. But again, a 2020 compilation. I understand this is a reissue. I think it came out on vinyl a few years ago, maybe about 2016 or something. They've re-released it, obviously, to coincide with the CD release on vinyl. But this, the Police studio albums, they're all great sets. And, you know, I'm hoping that you get another group. I'm trying to think of another group similar to Dire Straits or the Police, because these sets are only really affordable when it's sort of 5, 6, 7 albums. For instance, Pink Floyd do a set like this, and you're talking 15 albums, even at £3 a pop, it's nearly £50. And that's no fault of theirs because they want to include everything, but maybe you'd be a little bit less tempted to buy it. Again, most people, Christmas presents, £20, great. He likes Dire Straits, I'll buy it, awesome. Obviously, we're after Christmas now, but this is well worth an investment. So to answer the question in the video, is Dire Straits the box set worth buying? Yes, definitely. I couldn't recommend these box sets enough. I'll more than enjoy cranking up the volume and listening to some of these tracks. You know, some of the brilliant tracks, for example, Down to the Waterline, Sultans of Swing, Once Upon a Time in the West, Tunnel of Love, Romeo and Juliet, Private Investigations, Love Over Gold, Money for Nothing, Brothers in Arms, even Calling Elvis from the last album. There's some top tracks, really top tracks that Dire Straits did. I've done a review already of Love Over Gold, but hopefully I'll be reviewing some more of these albums in due course. And because I've been bought this, chances are I'm going to be listening to more Dire Straits than usual. Top group, aren't they? If you've bought the box set or want to buy the box set or etc, let me know down in the comments. I think in the supermarket it'll probably be about £15. I did see a listing on eBay earlier for one of these for £11 used. Not used, not opened. That you can go and buy. Obviously, if you're doing this 6 months, if you're watching this 6 months afterwards, I doubt it. But even so, there might be one for £10, £15. With CDs, they're not like vinyl, are they? Even if they've been used, does it really matter? Probably not. But if you enjoyed this and found it beneficial, leave a like down below. I do plenty of videos like this, reviews of new stuff I get in. reviews of old albums and new albums, top 10s, etc, etc. Go ahead and check out the channel. I've been Toby from TIJ Music. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye for now.